If money destroyed Rome, are we next? The money looks the same, but is it still real? Stay with me, and history will show us the answers hidden in Rome's downfall. When people imagine the fall of Rome, they usually picture the same scenes: barbarians storming the cities, legions breaking apart, emperors poisoned in luxurious palaces. Yet empires rarely collapse from the outside alone. More often, they rot from within. And one of the quietest, yet most devastating weapons of collapse has always been the same: money. Rome did not bleed to death by the sword. It bled through its currency. For centuries, the backbone of the Roman economy was the silver denarius. First minted around 201 BC, it was made of nearly pure silver. Soldiers were paid with it, merchants demanded it, and ordinary people stored their savings in it. The denarius was trust solidified into metal. As long as people trusted Rome, they trusted its money. But keeping a vast empire alive was never cheap. Armies had to be paid, borders defended, roads and aqueducts built, and endless wars financed. By the 2nd century AD, Rome was stretched thin. Germanic tribes pressed from the north, the Parthians from the east, and unrest simmered within. Tax revenues could no longer keep up with military spending. The emperors faced a painful choice. Raising taxes risked rebellion, so they chose an easier, quieter path: debasing the currency. The denarius kept being minted, but with less and less silver in it. Under Augustus, it contained about 95% silver. By the reign of Caracalla, that figure had fallen to around 50%. By the mid-3rd century, under Gallienus, silver content dropped below 5%. What had once been a solid silver coin became little more than a bronze disc coated in silver. The people noticed immediately. It was visible to the eye and obvious in the hand. And the result was inevitable: inflation. As money lost its connection to real value, prices surged. Grain that once cost a single denarius soon required dozens. This wasn't an abstract economic concept. It was daily misery for ordinary Romans. Soldiers demanded higher wages just to survive. Merchants began refusing debased coins, preferring barter or payment in gold. Local economies slipped backward into direct exchange because no one trusted money anymore. As trust eroded, emperors responded by minting even more coins. They hoped quantity could replace value. Instead, they fed a vicious cycle, one repeated in every major inflation crisis throughout history. The cycle exploded during what we now call the crisis of the 3rd century. Between AD 235 and 284, Rome endured nearly 50 years of chaos: invasions, plagues, civil wars. Emperors rose and fell at dizzying speed, some ruling only months. But beneath the political turmoil lay a deeper failure: a collapsed monetary system. Taxes were demanded in coins that lost value by the day. Farmers abandoned their land to avoid payment. Trade networks disintegrated. The state grew desperate. Price controls were imposed. Forced labor followed. Nothing worked. In AD 301, Emperor Diocletian issued the Edict on Maximum Prices, fixing the prices of thousands of goods and services, from grain to wages. Violators faced death. It was a disaster. You cannot command value into existence when the money itself is broken. Black markets flourished. Official trade nearly vanished. People learned quickly that laws cannot repair a debased currency. Eventually, the denarius was abandoned altogether. Around AD 312, Constantine introduced the solidus, a coin of near pure gold. It brought centuries of stability to the Eastern Roman, Byzantine Empire. But for the Western Empire, it was too late. Decades of monetary decay had turned the economy into rubble. Armies became unsustainable, commerce collapsed, and trust evaporated. Rome did not fall from a single blow. It died from a long illness. And the collapse of its monetary system was one of the deadliest symptoms. So what does this mean today? It means that when money collapses, states collapse with it. Rome believed it could deceive its people with coins that looked the same but contained less value. Modern governments believe they can do the same by printing money, manipulating interest rates, or inflating away debt. The outcome never changes. The public pays the price, savings dissolve, and trust disappears. Rome learned this lesson the hard way. So did Weimar Germany. So did Zimbabwe. In 1923, Germany, a loaf of bread cost hundreds of billions of marks. Workers carried wages in wheelbarrows. Lifelong savings vanished. Social collapse followed, and extremism flourished. In 2008 Zimbabwe, prices doubled daily. Eventually, the country abandoned its own currency entirely. And today, the danger is even greater because it is global. The coins and banknotes look the same, but inside, they are increasingly hollow. Rome's story reminds us of a brutal truth. Barbarians may knock on the gates, but empires are usually murdered from within their own treasuries. History does not repeat itself exactly, but if you fail to understand it, it crushes you in the same way. Stay with us for many more fascinating topics like this and keep watching our videos. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button to get notified about our new videos instantly.